What's good, YouTube? Today we have the second place deck profile from YCS Rio, and the pilot was none other than Andre, I hope I don't murder this, Courrege. I think it's two R's, so I think it's a rolling R. But let's go ahead and get into it. We have 3 Volflame, 3 Gold Drivers, 3 Silvered, 3 Steelin, 1 Kieran, triple Gofu, 1 Luster Soldier, Luster Pendulum the Draco Slayer, 3 Guiding Ariande, 3 Bumbuku, 3 Eccentric, 3 Bismugear. So maxing this out, as we've seen some duels do this weekend. Double Painful Decision, double Desires, 1 of each fusion, the Metalfoes fusion and full Metalfoes fusion. Double Counter, 1 Emptiness, 1 Combo, triple Psalm Strike, and Psalm Warning. In the fusions, we have Orichalc, double Mithrilium, 1 Adamante, double Alkahest, 1 Tzolk'in, 1 Vermilion Dragon Mech, 1 Crystal Wing, 1 Ignister, 1 Starter Spark Dragon, the Utopia Package, Castell, and Break Sword. We have double Sticky String, double Sideblocker. We're actually seeing this quite a bit, it seems. Double Max C, 1 DD Crow, triple System Down, triple Cosmic Cyclone, and double Book of Eclipse. I really like this side deck. It looks like he was ready for the mirror match. So he has a pretty long tournament report. He says Metalfoes lose almost instantly to Anti-Spell. So the side deck was based on outing Anti-Spell, and the deck, which makes it much more profit for using it. The meta call was perfect, and I still couldn't win versus ABC in the end. It's a matter of luck sometimes. If they draw the right cards, it's over, especially Twin Twisters, which takes care of the counter traps. Anti-Spell Fragrance single-handedly defeated me in the last game. That card should be banned. 3 of all Metalfoes, because you need to draw them in hands, and perfect hands consist of 4 Metalfoes and Raccoon or Ariande. Choose to play the Ariande build because it gives me an absurd first turn opening and made all my traps except Vanity searchable. So, and the Ariande tech is easily one of the is an easy side out pack when playing in second. I was able to either side 3 Ariande alone or with 3 strikes and Solemn or all traps versus ABC. The side strategy versus ABC was taking out the Ariandes, all the counter traps and vanities, put in 3 System Down, 3 Cosmic Cyclone, Maxi, and sometimes I'd also side Bismugear for DD Crow. Pot of Desires doesn't hurt the deck as long as you already have searched for Metalfoes Fusion. If you lose Fusion, you lose the follow-up for the game. One of the games versus ABC, I baited my opponent to using Buster's effect into my set fusion so I could win with full Metalfoes Fusion. Combination is a very good card since you can... Okay, so that's a different... There's no period there. So I could win with full Metalfoes Fusion. Combination is a very good card since you can combo with Eccentric or Fusion, summoning specially versus ABC, and the mirror since you can't since you can profit from your opponent's fusion summons. Alkahest is the MVP card since he was basically a win condition versus ABC. Few people know that he gets the union cards effects like being able oh, so he gets the union effects? What? Okay, this is the MVP card since he is basically a win condition versus ABC. Few people know that he gets the union cards effects like being unaffected or being protected from destruction. Never made the second Alkahest, but it was less situational than the third Mithrilium during playtesting. Vermilion Mech Dragon was never made, but in the extra in case I needed to out Anti-Spell with Gofu and a level 4. Turns out Ronaldo was running it for the same reason, and he won every game he made it. The deck does not need to XC summon, so I never summon the Utopias or Castell, only Break Sword, because the deck can generate a lot of random advantage and from of Spare Raccoons and Totem Birds is not that great. Sideblocker is a very versatile card going second. I sided it versus heroes and some mirror matches to out Tzolk'in players. DD Crow for the mirror to banish the fusion from the graveyard, also for ABC, but I never drew it until it was too late. Maxi is no longer a decisive card since now we don't have a 3, and also a lot of people were playing decks with more than 40 cards. Cosmic Cyclone is probably the best side deck card in the format, a win condition against the mirror by banishing the Metalfoes Fusion, and very powerful card versus ABC and also an out for Anti-Spell. 3 System Down for ABC, Book of Eclipse was there as a universal out to hard boards like Totally Awesome or Dark Law or Vanity's Fiend. Matchups were Pendulum Magician 2-0, Frogs 2-1. Game 1, he opened 2 Ariande, 2 strikes, 1 warning, and drew into combination. Side blocker calling Dark Law. That's pretty broken. 3 ABCs 2-0, round 3 ABC 2-0, round 4 ABC 2-1. Round 5 ties Magic Spectre 2-1. Game 3, my opponent resolved 3 Tempest and 2 Solemn Strikes. I made him spend so many resources on negating my Pendulum summons that I was able to win. Metalfoes can grind a lot. Round 6, ABC 0-2. First loss of the day to my friend Ojama. Round 7, Metalfoes 2-1. I won both games because my opponent left Gofu tokens and defense, so Ori Calc attack for 5,600 damage. Round 8, ABC 0-2. Played the same guy in top 8 and won. Round 9, ABC 2-0, made the top cut in 14th place. Top 16, Jose Osoris, mirror match 2-1. This match was great because we had changed the language of our decks before the start of the YCS, and we were playing with each other's decks. Me using his English and Spanish Metalfoes, and him using my Portuguese Metalfoes. Dimensional Barrier is not that great versus Metalfoes since the deck relies on Pendulum, Synchro, Xyz, and Fusions. In Game 3, he calls Pendulum, so I just summon Gofu and make Ignister. For the win. Top 8, Damien, ABC 2-0. Lost him in the 8th round. This time he won the die roll, and I was able to win the Game 1 because he made the mistake of summoning a Assault Core in defense, leaving it open for an Orichalc play. He already had paid a life for Instant Fusion and Solemn Strike. Game 2, I summoned Alkahest and started stealing his A and B, so my Alkahest was unaffected by spells and effects, which made him do 2 misplays. The most important was a Castel. He made out Alkahest. Since he was not able to target Alkahest, he then targeted one of my scales instead of his missing B, so he could search to summon Buster. Top 4, Joe Quinn, Ronaldo, Petroni. So we have his also mirror match 2-1. WCQ Continental's champion of this year. I kept summoning Mithrilium to bounce his counters and combination. Game 3 made him use a Solemn Strike on my Kieran and put him in a situation where he had a set Metalfoes counter, silvered in hand, and a draw card. Excuse me. He set a monster and face down and goes to end phase. I activated full Metalfoes fusion into Orichalc on his end phase and attacked the silvered for game. After the game, I told him that if his draws was any other monster, he could set it. I could have another turn. He drew Gold Driver for that turn, and that would have left him with 400 life points. Finals was Galileo de Obaldia, ABC 1-2. After me and Gali tied on the dice roll with 1 and 6, he won the roll and went first. He won the first game doing the ABC shenanigans. Game 2, I opened. Could have gone Zolkin turn 1, but instead I made turn 1 Alkahest, had a strike and counter set. The Alkahest won the game by itself, stealing 2 Bs, making him unaffected by spells. The game ended after Gali activated Swords of Concealing Light to out the Alkahest, and that didn't work since he was unaffected. That game, Gali resolved 2 Pot of Desires and still had ABCs in the deck, so I kept stealing his Bs. Game 3, Gali went first. I opened 2 Volflame, 2 Silvered, Eccentric, and Painful Decision as the turn draw. A perfect hand, but Gali had 2 Anti-Spell Fragrances set. He activated 1 at the beginning of my turn, so I set a Silvered and a Painful. Turn 2, he summoned Buster Dragon and banished my set Painful Decision. Next turn, I drew into Raccoon and added Kieran and passed, but on his turn, I conceded. It was such an honor to play Galileo. He's such a nice person. An example for all Yu-Gi-Oh! Players to follow. In the end, we played as equals, and that made me very happy, even with my loss. Shoutouts to all my team, Team Hellblazer, to my friends from all over the country who supported me in the top, to Galileo for one of the best games of my life, and finally to my girlfriend Beatrice, my eternal lady, for staying by my side the 3 days we stayed in Rio, cheering for me. And when the top was announced, I was in it. She screamed so loud the whole event looked at us. So I'm guessing his girlfriend is actually named Beatrice. That's nice. Shoutouts, yeah. And basically it just says that's pretty much it. So Andre, I hope I'm not murdering your last name. Courrege, no. It looks like Courage, but Courrege. I can't roll that R, man. I'm sorry if it's like something else. But Andre, great job, man. Glad you took it this far. Second place is no joke, a YCS finalist. And definitely a pretty solid build here at 43 cards, with the Ariande engine able to search out all of his traps except the one emptiness. I definitely really like this, and awesome tournament report, man. I'm sure everybody will really like it. Good job, man.